Hey guys, Josh here. So in this video, we're going to be going over a tier list on how to stay broke. So basically how this thing goes is the higher up on the scale it is the more broke it'll keep you. So the first thing I want to go over is trying multiple things. Lots of people call this shiny object syndrome. This is when you try one thing like drop shipping, you don't make money for a few months, and then you move on to the next thing like trading. You have a lack of focus and don't understand that if you stick to one thing, it'll work. You have to understand that literally everything works. People are getting paid in drop shipping, SMMA, digital marketing, YouTube, but you have to stick to something because what you're doing is literally restarting. Like, say you try drop shipping, for instance. You try it, you get pretty good at it actually, and then you're just like, I'm a restart. Now, don't get me wrong, it is good to have multiple income sources, especially after having a stable income. Then you can go ahead and learn other high paying skills, and yes, you can be adaptive and creative, but this is just wasting valuable time and energy, so I'm gonna put this in A tier. Next up, we have creating a routine. This one is more personal for me because I always tried to make myself a routine and it never really worked out. It made me live up to something I couldn't, and at the end of the day, I just lost motivation. I don't think it's a good idea. You should just focus on 1 to 3 things throughout the day, and whatever it is, just focus on it and do it. I actually ended up being more disciplined and less distracted on focusing on what I need to do and not having a schedule about it, just finishing the day by doing it. And you can't exactly have a set schedule because life can get messy sometimes and you don't know what's going to happen throughout the day. You don't know how the hours are going to change. So that's why I at least don't spend time and energy making a routine and instead just do what I have to do. Give one thing 100% of your focus and you'll see how far you can make it in a month. So I'm going to put this one in B tier. So we got TikTok next. And this one goes without saying. I mean, doom scrolling really destroyed me, and I hadn't realized it until I stopped. And I wasn't even as bad as how most people are. So I would use the image of TikTok and say all social media in general, though I still use Snap and Insta sometimes. It's just TikTok what destroyed my productivity and my focus. When I was using it the most, I would say it was about an hour a day, and I still had learned a lot more on TikTok than I have on anywhere else. So that is something I have to sacrifice. I still go on there from time to time just to see what's happening around the world because it updates me of stuff that happens. But I can't imagine like a 5 hour day or even nighttime of just pure doom scrolling, like not even worried about anything else. Like, you guys that do that have it rough and it's killing your mentality without you even realizing. It's just unnecessary screen time that I notice won't help me towards my goals. So I'm going to put this in A tier right behind shiny object syndrome just because it's not as bad. All right, you knew this was coming. Next up, we have video games, and for me in particular, it was Fortnite and Rocket League. And I'm not ashamed to admit it just because when I stopped playing, I realized how much time I actually wasted. I would play video games every single day for like hours on end, and it's not just time that you're wasting, but effort too. And those are just two things you don't need to spend or even waste like on pixels on a screen. So this one helps with absolutely nothing. I think the best thing that came out of video games is just having fun with friends, I guess, and growing relationships. But other than that, S tier, like it's just so bad. There comes to a point where you grow out of it and it's just stopping you from all your goals. So next up is motivation addiction. Basically the short-term high of motivational videos, right? Like you would watch motivational videos but you never acted out on it. Watching these motivational gurus like talking about all their cool stuff and teaching you things, this gets you a high dopamine effect because you get motivated really fast. Like, it's 5 minutes of a video. Obviously, you're going to get some dopamine and get motivated a lot. But then you just keep watching it over and over again and you keep getting more motivated and more dopamine, but you never act out on it. This dopamine release makes you feel productive, but you realize at the end of it, you're not doing anything productive. You're not getting any work done. There's no real action being taken. And every one of these creators have a motive. Like, they're just doing this for views and you guys watching are getting them paid. So instead of getting high off dopamine and motivation, watch what they do to get rich instead of just what they say. I'm going to put this in C tier because it's not that bad. So friends and family is next. I want you to think hard about your friends and family and how they live their lives. And then think to yourself, is that the life you want to live? If not, then don't take any financial advice from them. Live your own life. This goes into saying don't show people what you're doing until you've actually made it because most people don't care and it doesn't really matter until you've actually made it. You can still respect your friends and family and take advice from them in other aspects, but when it comes to financial advice, just do your own thing. I'm going to put this in A tier in front of TikTok. Waking up at 5 a.m. Now, this is kind of like the scheduling thing. And yeah, having more time in the day is good, but this isn't really affecting your income. And depending on how productive you are throughout the day, this doesn't really matter. You don't need to wake up so early, have a crazy morning routine, take cold showers, eat oatmeal and a banana. But although you don't need to, it isn't technically bad. So I'm going to put this in D tier. Not working with like minded people. Now, this one is one I struggle with myself. I don't have much time to connect with people and thus not finding like minded people. I'm still on a great path to becoming successful, but I do know how much easier it would be if you actually found somebody that has the same goals as you, the same aspirations, and wants to work with you to get there. But yeah, having help or guidance or even working on the same things together, it would be a lot easier. So I'm going to put this in B, right in front of the scheduling. All right, next is living comfortably slash frugal. This is basically the opposite of taking risks, not trying things that'll make you more money. Basically, like, you want to live comfortably because you either are scared of losing time or money, and you want to do things that make you money for a fact, like a 9 to 5 job. But nobody gets rich off of that. You have to do something that takes time, money, effort, all these things, and then the results will come. And in the long run, there will be results. Doesn't matter how long they take, they will come. But without these risks, keep living comfortably and they will never come. So S tier. All right, next up, we got chasing the huzz. Come on, bro. If your main goal is to hook up or get with a girl, then you're not focused. I've actually not seen a single rich person that's lust or chase after a girl because they're either so focused on what they have to do for work or they already have a loyal girlfriend and wife that actually supports them on their goals. If you have someone like that, then great, but if you don't, then chasing women just plain S tier. This isn't even about the actions that you want to do with the girls. It literally just takes so much time and effort. Like, I know people that want a whole roster of girls and just snapping and texting them, like, GG, bro, you're cooked. Emotion also has a huge part to play in this. Like, if you're chasing after one girl that you really like a lot and she just doesn't care about you at all, then your head's not going to be in the right space. And yeah. All right, next up is sugar before noon. I have here the fattest breakfast plate because it takes me back to that one time I had a huge breakfast basically just like this, and it was just full of sugar and things that were bad for me. And starting off your day like that is really bad. I had brain fog for the rest of the day. I didn't feel productive at all. I had no energy. I literally didn't even want to get out of my bed. I swear I took like 3 naps. It was just the worst day for me. And I feel like this just brought me back a lot. But I do know that there are people that can control sugar crashes or they don't have it as often. And so honestly, I could put this in C tier. Yeah. But it all really depends on your energy levels. Next is relying on people too much, and you can call it as it is, spoiled people. If you have parents that help you out in everything, like buying your first car, paying for everything that you need without even asking, it's just basically embedding in your brain to be dependent on others, and you're gonna be stuck even when you're in your like 20s. I feel like tough love is really important, especially in like learning valuable lessons, so then you'll be ready for what life has to offer faster than others. I want to put this one in B only because I do know that there are people out there that got everything handed to them, but they still want to learn things themselves. And they either grew out of wanting to be dependent on others. They realize that they're not going to have somebody in their lives to like hold their hand all the way through. They realize they're going to have their own bills to pay. So yeah, I'm going to put this one in B because you can still come back from it. All right, and last but not least, we have FOMO, or the fear of missing out. This one's basically like if you're worried about what other people are doing and if your mentality is not strong enough, you'll end up doing stupid and dumb things that they do. That's either like drugs and alcohol or spending money. Basically anything that's taking you away from your goal even more. So I'm going to put this one in B because you just have to focus on yourself and do things by yourself. Don't worry about what other people have to say about you or what they're doing without you, because I feel like you can't really have this goal of wanting to be rich and successful in the future and also worry about what other people are doing without you. To get this goal done, you mainly just need to sit down and do what work you have to do. And no matter how long it takes, just do it. So yeah, that's basically it for this video. I hope you guys like the tier list, and I hope you guys learned a few things of what not to do and what's keeping you from your goal. If you watched through the entire video, I'm glad because this video was pretty informational. Remember to drop a like and subscribe, turn on notifications because that helps me out too. And I'll see you guys in the next video.